Hey guys, happy day 6 of our new coach mentorship. Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about social media. So it's kind of like a social media training um, because social media is so important. I 100% have grown and built my business on social media and because of social media. So whether or not you are using Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it may be, obviously those are social media. That is social media. And so you kind of need to know, how to get your business up and running and how, what I guess people, I guess what I'm trying to say is a feed in which people will want to come and visit and learn more about you, and a feed that really hooks your future customers in. So when I started out, I became extremely into my coach, Dylan, because of her social media. She had a great social media Instagram account in which she was colorful. We've talked to you guys about the color wheel and filling that out, and she had a super colorful Instagram in which she would talk about her life as a teacher, her life as going to be a new mom. She was pregnant, her dog, she was a runner, Old Navy, clothes that she liked, these home workouts, this natural energizer, all these different things. And so really what you guys need to focus on is filling this color wheel out and honing in on these little pieces of pie, or these different colors of your color wheel, honing in on those and being consistent talking about those things. So with that being said, you guys, when starting out, I was taught that you should always post at least 2 times a day on your feed. So when you change your Instagram to a business profile, you are then able to see your insights and like different times of the day in which you get your best views, where you get your best, your most views, because you can always hashtag or tag your location. So when you do change it to a business profile, there's a lot of pros to that. It gives you a lot of great input on when to post and so on. So anyway, posting 2 times a day. And so when I look at mine, I always find around like 9:30 to 10 a.m. is when, in my time zone, when I like to post. Sometimes it's earlier depending on my schedule. And then after school. So I always come up with 2 things for the day. And I am very consistent and in what I'm posting about. Going back to my color wheel, I use different hashtags. So like Monday, I will do like either Motivation Monday. I actually a lot of times do that one because a lot of people like that motivation, and especially on a Monday morning, that's my very first post, Monday motivation. So I hashtag Monday motivation, put a quote, add some, something else with it, and, share about how that relates to me or what my message is to others. I have cats, Marlene Magnus Monday, Marley Monday, whatever. Teacher Tip Tuesday, Top Knot Tuesday, Talk About It Tuesday, whatever. Wednesday, what I ate Wednesday, way back Wednesday. I know one of my coaches loves Walmart as well as I do. She'll do Walmart Wednesday, top finds at Walmart, whatever. Thursday, Throwback Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. I do Through My Closet Thursday to share, different outfits, teacher outfits or athletic outfits, because I get a lot of talk about or questions about my clothes. Friday, Fun Fact Friday, whatever. Saturday, I'll do like Saturday Sweat, Superfood Saturday, Sunday, Slow Down Sunday, whatever. So I'm very consistent, and I have a list in my Rise Up journal. If you don't have the Rise Up, you definitely should get that. I have a list of different, a list of hashtags that I can use. And I like to stay consistent with those because people, they look forward to that. So those are ideas in which you can then post about. And you know what? If I have a great quote, but that picture doesn't necessarily like meet or match the quote, that's totally fine. Motivation Monday could be a picture of me and my cats, and then I could like find a quote that matches about like me wanting to stay home with my cats someday, like as lame as that is. Obviously someday those will be kids. Just connect it in any way you can. You don't have to, plan the perfect picture. Just go through your feed or your camera roll and find something that can connect, whatever. When you are sharing on your stories, you should not only be sharing about fitness or about your food, your meals is what I was going to say. You need to be being colorful on your page as well. And I get a lot of feedback and a lot of I guess, compliments on the fact that I do share so much about school, so much about my cats, so much about my meal prep, so much about my plants, so much about, random finds at Costco, whatever it may be, you guys. And as hard as that may seem to like, oh, I don't want to always have my phone out. You don't have to. Just like grab your phone out of your purse, quick snap a pic, upload it later if you're like in the moment and in the middle of something. I do that all the time. So really making a conscious effort to do that, because people, when you are building your business and finding your people, you have to think about yourself. Like I have no problem saying this now because it's like, it totally makes sense. When I was like in college, I followed all these random Instagram fitness inspo accounts and like fitness, like hot chicks, like all these like fit tan chicks. And now since then, like even before I started doing this coaching, I would go and unfollow them because I'm like, you are annoying. All you do is talk about fitness, or all you do is post yourself in this bikini and you look hot as fuck. Like, sorry, excuse my language, but you know what I mean? Like, wow, I'm embarrassed. I should not have cussed. But anyway, I've unfollowed them because that's all they do. And so for me, I want people that are going to post about more than just that. I want to see what you eat for your meals. My cat's trying to get in the door. I want to see, what you do outside of just working out. What other things do you do? You know what I mean? That's how I am. And so that's who I want to attract. And so filling out your color wheel and figuring out what it is you want to share about and being consistent with that. Because after time, in being consistent, people will reach out and be like, I appreciate you consistently sharing your meal preps. Like, because of this, I finally decided that I want to take the step and I want to do what you do, or whatever it may be. It does pay off. So doing that, and also kind of having a feed that flows together. I am not one that likes to like have on my stories, at least, I don't like to have a whole bunch of words and a whole bunch of like bright colors. I like greens and neutrals. And so I use the app called Unfold and Canva. Those are two really huge apps that I love and, do a lot of my social media sharing and inviting with. So finding those apps in which you can then, like, I don't have to constantly, make these new graphics. I can share them and like tweak them a little bit here and there and use them for weeks at a time, So finding apps and making different things, sharing about your story, you guys. Share about, some of you coaches are newer, and so you may not have results yet, and that's just fine. But sharing about what it has done for you mentally, or, on a, what I want to say, confidence level, sharing all different things about what it's done for you or what it is doing for you. Those are great apps to share. You can add pictures, type words, and then save them to your phone. When you are reaching out on social media, I guess I do go and invite people who are watching my stories, and that's another thing. Let me backtrack. There are multiple ways to invite. One is going and inviting, like sending messages and inviting them to join you in what you're doing. But if you're not posting your workouts every single day, we talked about the vital behaviors. If you're not posting your workouts every single day, you're not posting about your natural energizer, your daily superfood shake, then there's not really much to invite to. So if you're posting those every single day, and like I said, the Unfold app is a great app to upload your workouts in and have a crisp, clear story, or whatever it is about your workout. If you're not posting that, then it's going to be hard for you to find people to invite to, because I know that anyone who's watching my stories, if I put up 3 to 4 stories of my workout and the same person has watched all 3 or 4, that's somebody that I'm going to reach out to, because I know that they stuck around for those 3 or 4 stories. They didn't exit out of it after 1 or 2 stories. You know what I mean? So by you being consistent and uploading those, then when you go and you have your work hours set, you go to do your invites, those are people you can invite to. So aside from reaching out and inviting them, putting a message into their inbox, you also then, when you're doing the Unfold app or Unfold stories, you can put different polls. So like I will oftentimes say I have a story of 8 to 10 slides, I will show, say what it's called, show a story about it, and then put another story about something else with a poll, and then a few more stories, and then another poll at the end. So it gives them 2 opportunities to take the poll. So maybe by the first, second or third slide, they're not interested in it, but then the third or fourth or fifth or sixth slide, they're interested. then they can have the opportunity to press the poll again. So then people can, and even if they don't take the poll, but they're still watching your stories all the way to the end, those are still people I'm gonna reach out to. But if they did take your poll, then you definitely, reach out to them. And oftentimes I will say, yes, I want this, like on one side, and the other side, like more info, please. So then they're interested, but they want more info. They're not like 100% sold. You know what I mean? So those are two ways that you can invite by using your social media. Another way is not inviting, but using social media and sharing your things are on the highlights, the reel on your Instagram. You can, when I have different ones, like I said, my color is like my theme, is like greens. And so on my highlights, they're all different shades of green. And so they're named like Superfoods, Natural Energizer, Marley and Magnus, Teaching, Fun and First, Meal Prep, Costco Finds, Athletic Wear, you know what I mean? All these different ones. So people who are new to my page or even just old followers that want to go and creep through, I get that a lot. And then they'll like reply to that story and I'll be like, oh my God, that was from like 38 weeks ago. What were they doing in that, in that? But people, they really do. They're like, they want to see the different recipes you've done with your superfood shake. They want to see the different types of athletic wear that you have and you've talked about, you know what I mean? So being colorful and putting yourself out there, you guys, if you're not wanting to share those types of things, then really like this business is going to be really hard. Like I can't even imagine not sharing all these things about my life, like what do they have to relate to? What do they have to talk to you about if you're not sharing all these different things? Because when you're inviting and when you're talking to people, it's not like people aren't going to just like, yeah, the first time you offered it, I'm ready, I'm going to do it. No, it takes time and it takes building relationships, and you can't just necessarily, I can't just build relationships with people based off of just you posting your workouts or you posting a sweaty selfie. Like you have to be colorful, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to be willing to share other things about your life. That's how you make friends, and that's what this is. You are growing a business, you are becoming successful, and you are, thinking about your why and reaching for these goals, but you're also making a lot of friends along the way. And with making friends and with building those relationships comes trust, and they are trusting in you as you are trusting in them to follow what you are saying. So you really need to, if that's something that's hard for you, just take the step in doing it. And it may start with you just snapping pictures, and that's totally fine. I did that for a long time, you guys, snap pictures. And then one of my followers finally was like, actually had like 2 or 3 in the little message box. I said, like, what do you want to hear more of? And multiple people would always say, I want to hear you talk on Instagram more. And I was like, oh my God, this is so scary. I always mess up, And now it's like, whatever, like I will drop the phone, I will cuss, like whatever. It's natural for me. So, baby steps to get there, but that's how you build relationships, and people start really trusting in you and wanting to join and do what you're doing. Another thing is presets. Like I said, we want to have our feed that looks, clean cut and just like it flows. And so if you aren't using a preset or some type of filter, I don't know, presets are like super big right now, and I have a whole bunch. And so if you guys ever need any, let me know, I can forward you them. But you can buy them super cheap off Etsy, or one of our upline coaches has her own presets that I actually purchased hers from. So it just makes, the page look a little bit more businessy. And yeah, so presets are another great thing. And then one last thing is the Linktree or a website. So I actually now have a website that I created, and on there I have different links to join Google Forms that they can apply, because not always will people want like message you. Some would rather fill out a Google form and then you reach out to them that way. So I have that, and then I also have different like meal prep things, workout flows, and teacher things. I need to really get better at going back to that website and like uploading stuff. But anyway, a Linktree or a website is something that you can have in your bio, and then you can access, or customers can access it there and sign up with you as well. Another thing I was going to say is when you on your feed, like I said, we want it to flow. If I go to someone's page and I see like 8 selfies in a row, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, there's not much for me to like, connect with here. So being colorful, even on your feed. And that's something I'm going to ask you guys to do. I want you to screenshot your feed and post it down below, because I want to see, you know, kind of what your guys' feed looks like right now. And that's fine if you have 8 selfies in a row. That's great. Like, that's fine. That's how mine was. I'm not kidding you. But being colorful, having a picture of your food, picture of your cat, picture of your child, picture of you with a sweaty selfie, picture of your new tennis shoes, you know, whatever, random stuff. So it's not just like the same, you know? So anyway, that's all I have for you guys, but I hope this was helpful. And comment below with a snapshot of your feed so far so we can kind of take a look and we'll go from there.